Melchizedek. Have you heard of this fleeting yet wondrously powerful and mysterious figure in the Bible? Who is he truly? A king, a priest, or a metaphysical symbol beyond human imagination? Why does his existence lack a beginning and an end? And why is he likened to Christ? This video will help you decode the mystery of Melchizedek, a rare figure in the Bible who has sparked curiosity for thousands of years. Begin now, a journey into the deepest spiritual mysteries. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Your single click is enough to fuel our passion for producing more engaging videos. Melchizedek, a mysterious figure in the Bible, has sparked inspiration and debate among thinkers for centuries. His name originates from two components, Melech, meaning king, and Tzedek, meaning righteousness, or the name Zadok. With Hierarch Compaginus, the ancient form Malch, translates to king of, rendering his name as king of righteousness, or my king is Zedek, implying that he worshipped Zedek, a Canaanite god worshipped in pre-Israelite Jerusalem. Melchizedek, a figure who makes only a fleeting appearance in Genesis, the first book of the Hebrew Bible, known as the Old Testament to Christians, left a striking impression when he blessed the patriarch Abram and was called the priest of the Most High God. The figure of Melchizedek later became the focal point of various interpretations, inspiring countless doctrines in Judaism and early Christianity. Some apocalyptic Jewish writers regarded him as a transcendent priest from heaven, existing before the Great Flood and set to return before the Messiah's arrival. Early Christians saw him as a prophetic symbol, representing Jesus, both sharing an eternal priesthood that transcends human limitations. A bold question arises. Could Melchizedek truly be another incarnation of Jesus Christ? Unlike most characters in Genesis, Melchizedek has no genealogy, no known parents, and is not the son of anyone. If he were a historical figure, all evidence of him has vanished. However, the way his image has been reshaped over time unveils fascinating layers of meaning. Starting with the first story in Genesis, it initially appears simple, but deeper mysteries emerge as you explore further. Genesis 14 begins as an epic tale of war and power. An alliance of cities, including Sodom and Gomorrah, is ruled by King Chedorlaomer of Elam. After 12 years of subjugation, these cities rose up against Chedorlaomer. Yet he swiftly crushed the rebellion, pillaged the cities, and captured their people. Among the captives was Lot, the nephew of Abram, who at this point was not yet called Abraham, as the covenant with God had not yet been made. Abram, a wealthy and influential man, fiercely loyal to his family, acted immediately upon hearing about Lot. He led 318 well-trained servants in a bold nighttime raid, defeating Chedorlaomer and his forces and chasing them to Damascus. Abram rescued Lot and recovered all the wealth and captives taken by the enemy. At the pinnacle of glory, the story suddenly shifts, leading to a mysterious encounter with an enigmatic figure. As Abram returned, the king of Sodom, identified as King Bera, appeared to welcome him. But before the king of Sodom could speak, another mysterious figure emerged, one never mentioned among the list of warrior kings. In Genesis 18-20 it is written, Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was a priest of God Most High, and he blessed Abram, saying, Blessed be Abram by God Most High, creator of heaven and earth, and praise be to God Most High, who delivered your enemies into your hand. Abram gave him a tenth of everything. These few brief lines reveal profound significance. Melchizedek is not just the king of Salem, believed to be the foundation of Jerusalem, but also the priest of God Most High, the deity of the three major religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Melchizedek blessed Abram at that moment, who would soon become the patriarch of the Israelite nation. Remarkably, Abram, a man of great status, bowed and offered a tenth of the spoils to Melchizedek, acknowledging his authority. But Melchizedek's presence was fleeting. After this event, he disappeared from the narrative, never to be mentioned again. The story then returns to the king of Sodom, who offered Abram the spoils. However, Abram firmly refused, stating that he would only accept what God had granted him. The brief yet enigmatic appearance of Melchizedek in Genesis 14 has continually raised unanswered questions for biblical scholars. Why would such a powerful and mysterious figure appear in the midst of Abram's war story? In his book, Melchizedek, King of Sodom, How Scribes Invented the Biblical Priest King, Professor Robert Cargill from the University of Iowa presents several bold and controversial theories. One of his notable claims is that Melchizedek was originally not the king of Salem, but the king of Sodom. This view is based on textual evidence from the oldest Hebrew and Greek versions of Genesis 14. He argues that the editors of the Hebrew Bible deliberately modified the text to dissociate Abram from any positive connection with Sodom, a city that became a symbol of sin and depravity. According to him, introducing Melchizedek as a distinct character was a strategic alteration, replacing Sodom with Shalem, a notable location in Samaria. By around 300 BCE, Shalem was changed to Salem, meaning peace, amid religious tensions between the Levite priests and the Samaritans. Why is this important? This was not just a textual change, but a deeply political and religious act. The Samaritans worshipped God but had their own temple on Mount Gerizim and an independent priesthood separate from the Jews. The Levite priests in Jerusalem, meanwhile, sought to increase their power and eliminate competition from Samaria. Cargill highlights that the shift from Shalem to Salem was not only to elevate Jerusalem, but also to help the Levite priests solidify their position. Melchizedek receiving a tenth from Abram was interpreted as divine legitimization for the Levite priest's authority to collect tithes from the people. In this way, Melchizedek became both a mystical and political symbol, constructed to strengthen religious authority amid the conflict between Jerusalem and Samaria. Thanks to this subtle transformation, Melchizedek's story became an integral part of biblical history and theology. Though Melchizedek appears briefly in Genesis, his name echoes in two other parts of the Bible, playing a crucial role in shaping Christian theology. Another reference to Melchizedek appears in Psalm 110, attributed to King David, which speaks of a divine priestly role given to my Lord. Jews consider this to refer to King David, while Christians interpret it as Jesus. Among the divine promises, the most notable is, "You are a priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek." This statement not only deepens Melchizedek's role, but also provides a foundation for Christian theologians like Paul to affirm Jesus' eternal role and power. In the letter of Hebrews addressed to a Christian community struggling to leave behind Jewish traditions, the author, possibly Paul or another writer, asserts that Jesus is not only the Messiah, but surpasses all the high priests of Israel. Chapter 7 of Hebrews focuses on the theological link between Melchizedek and Jesus. Melchizedek is described as not only the king of Salem, but also the priest of the Most High God. He embodies a unique union of royal authority and priestly function, which contrasts with ancient Jewish law, where kings and priests never overlapped. King Uzziah, for instance, was punished with leprosy when he attempted to perform sacrificial rites in the temple. The author of Hebrews relies on Psalm 110 to argue that Jesus belongs to a higher, eternal priesthood in the order of Melchizedek. Jesus' authority surpasses all boundaries, not only because he is the Messiah, but also because he shares titles like the King of Righteousness and the Prince of Peace that Melchizedek once represented. This was crucial to the Jewish community at the time, who doubted Jesus' ability to perform the atonement for humanity's sins, since he was not from the Levite lineage. The author argues that, like Melchizedek, Jesus is not confined by the Levite lineage. His priestly power is affirmed through his sacrifice and resurrection, showing that he is an eternal priest. Ironically, the change from Shalem to Salem unintentionally highlighted the connection between Melchizedek, the King of Peace, and Jesus, the Prince of Peace. This change was not only historical and political, but also reinforced the theological image of Jesus as the supreme and eternal priest, transcending all traditional boundaries. Melchizedek, the mysterious figure in the Hebrew Bible, has captivated not only readers, but also become the focal point of countless legends and mystical writings. During the Second Temple period, when forgeries thrived, many strange tales about him emerged, enriching the legend of this king-priest. The forgeries, often attributed to famous biblical figures like Moses, Adam and Eve, or Enoch, were actually works by later authors trying to extract deeper meanings from historical figures. One of the most intriguing stories about Melchizedek appears in 2 Enoch, a text originating in Egypt in the 1st century CE. According to this, Melchizedek was not an ordinary figure, but one born before the Great Flood in mysterious circumstances. Ner, the younger brother of Noah, had an elderly wife. One day she became mysteriously pregnant, and Ner, suspecting her of infidelity, accused her. In her sorrow, she died. When they thought everything was over, Ner and Noah decided to secretly bury her. However, something strange occurred. As they dug the grave, a newborn baby emerged from the body of the deceased wife, immediately growing into a 3-year-old child, able to walk and speak. They named the child Melchizedek and noticed the signs of priesthood in him, a symbol of divine selection. In confusion, Ner and Noah watched as the angel Michael descended and took Melchizedek away to protect him from the great flood. Michael took Melchizedek to Eden, where he was kept safe, waiting for the day of his return. According to the angel, Melchizedek would return as the king priest of Salem and initiate a priestly lineage leading to the Messiah. However, the story of Melchizedek doesn't stop there. In the Nag Hammadi manuscripts, a brief passage elevates Melchizedek to a new height. Not just a type of Jesus Christ, this text suggests that Melchizedek is the precursor or reincarnation of Jesus. This idea surpasses traditional interpretations, offering a new view on the theological relationship between these two figures. The legends in 2 Enoch and the Nag Hammadi manuscripts not only enrich the image of Melchizedek, but also reflect the efforts of religious communities to connect this figure with deeper beliefs. Melchizedek became a symbol of divine selection, a link between humankind and God, between the distant past and future salvation. Do these stories truly reveal the truth about Melchizedek, or are they merely the result of fertile imagination? Whatever the answer may be, we cannot deny the enigmatic allure of this figure, a timeless symbol connecting religions in an unending spiritual journey. And that's all we can uncover about Melchizedek, a mysterious figure, full of power, carrying timeless meanings in spiritual history. Who is he? A real person, a symbol, or a mystery created to connect humanity with higher truths? The answer may lie in the unending search within each of us. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to follow the channel to continue exploring the upcoming mysterious tales with us. Share your thoughts on Melchizedek. Do you think he is just a character in the Bible, or is there something deeper waiting to be uncovered? Wishing you a day full of joy, inspiration, and luck. See you in the next journeys, where we will continue to uncover mysteries that span across time and space. Thank you for joining us, and sending you my warmest regards.